Hey, thank you for being here with R.L. and Billy today. We're going to talk just a little bit about cherishing your mate. And I will say that Billy and I have been married for 35 years. Prior to me taking Christ as my Savior, I did not know how to cherish Billy. Now, I tease a lot and I tell people that Billy came out of the womb saved. She has always been a godly woman. I have not always been a godly man. But I did not know how to cherish you, did I, sweetheart?
No, you didn't.
And I will say this, that there really wasn't a whole lot of safety in our household. I know that whenever you cherish your mate, that you have to spend time with your mate. I was not a person who wanted to spend a lot of time with you.
No, I would say probably on average, in a year's time, maybe we'd have one date a year, and that would be our anniversary.
She might be pushing that a little bit. And even then, the one day a year on the anniversary wasn't a good day. We oftentimes would argue whenever we were just celebrating our anniversary.
That's true.
So really, I didn't give Billy the time that she needed to have to feel like she was cherished. Time-wise, we spent very little of no time. I didn't know how to be a servant either. I didn't serve very well.
No, you didn't. I had to do. I guess you would say the vast majority of the things around the house, like take out the trash, I cut the grass.
She did.
I took care of pretty much what was going on in the household.
Yeah, and I was really very arrogant in that sense, is that I put unfair tasks on her because I felt like that if I was working 60, 70, 80 hours a week or 40 hours a week, it didn't matter. I felt like that the wife should be the servant to the husband. And that's just so totally incorrect.
Yeah, and also at the same time, I was working, but you failed to see that
Yeah.
during that time period.
I really did. Billy was such a tremendous value asset within the household itself. She always worked either daycare in the home, or she stepped outside the home and did public service things. But still yet, I was the person that felt like that she needed to serve me. And husbands, let me tell you something. If you want to have a successful home, you need to be the person that is going to serve your spouse. Going out in public. I very seldom ever went out in public with you. How'd that make you feel?
Oh, well, not special, that's for sure. And, he was a police officer, and so he would do things like have pictures of our kids in the car, but I would conveniently be missing,
No public display at
Yeah.
all whatsoever.
Yeah.
But now, Christ is so awesome within a relationship. He really is. Now when we go out in public, there's a lot of public display of affections. PDA, they call it.
Yeah, he's really good about that. He'll open the door for me and hold hands, and we just enjoy displaying our affection.
Yeah, and in fact, it's so funny. We'll go to Walmart and we'll just be walking around and shopping, and I'll run around. I'll kind of tap her on the butt or goose her a little bit, if you will, and she'll look at me and she'll say, "Have you lost your mind?" And of course, now she says that, but the other part of that, the flip side to it is that she thoroughly enjoys that. So really, we do a lot of touching. Even when we go to bed at nighttime and before we go to sleep, we're holding hands oftentimes, or if I roll over, Billy will lay on my back and she'll fall asleep on my back. So there's always just a lot of touching each other, and we're not afraid to do it in public as well. And there's something that happens, I think, whenever the wife sees that her husband likes her to be his trophy, that he treats her well, that he touches her, that he opens the doors for her, that he makes her feel like she is the one and only, and especially in public, and praises. Praising is so important. I know that prior to me taking Christ as my Savior, I could be very demeaning in public. And I would be very crude in public because, of course, it was all about me, and it wasn't about Christ, and it certainly wasn't about my beautiful spouse here either. But there's a lot of praises now, and that goes both ways. I'm oftentimes just simply amazed at the amount of praises that you give me. We'll use our pet names in public a lot too.
We do.
I have my pet names for Billy. One of mine is that I call her Poodle. That's a pet name. She oftentimes calls me.
Well, he's got several, but one of them is Tall Man, and so That's one of our favorites.
So it's very important to do the praises in public, and we certainly, and let me say this, is that your wife needs to be praised by you. I really and truly feel like, and we can.
Well, it goes both ways.
It does go both ways.
So then you're cherishing each other.
Yeah, and that's important. But the point I was trying to get to is that I can tell whenever a wife is really loved by her husband with the love of Christ. It's in her countenance. And we can tell whenever a man is loved by the love of the Lord by his wife, because there's a peace that's in the household. Now, when I say that, these are tools for you to use. Let me say that again. These are just simply tools for you to use. You can pray all day long for a better spouse, but until you take responsibility for yourself and you use the God-given tools, the praising, the touching, the words of adoration for one another, a lot of times your prayers won't go anywhere.
Right. So we need to cherish each other.
We just need to cherish each other. So we hope that this tidbit of information is successful and it can help you in your marriages. And we'll be back next month. Thank you and God bless.